My name is Timothy Oliver. I teach at Arsenal Tech High School at the CTC Career Center. I teach welding.
According to research, assessment is a continuous process, and evaluation is when teachers compare students' achievement with other students or sets of standards. What kind of evaluation do you complete in your classroom, and what kind of long-term continuous assessments do you complete?
Okay, what we do is in our classroom, we start out with the formative, which is a day-to-day mastery of different topics that we work on. And then that actually leads up to what we have is our summative, which is end of semester or end of the year process.
Can you share the difference in your class between summative and formative assessments and provide some examples of each that you use with your students?
Well, our formative we do daily. As far as our reading's concerned, we always check to make sure our students understand what they're reading. So I actually give them a quiz on the reading. As far as the topics are concerned, because the reading is over topics, what we do is we work on our topics every day. Every day we work on our topics. And from that, we gain the knowledge of what the state wants us to know. That will get us further towards our certification. Now, as far as our summative, the day-to-day things that we do daily actually gets us to that summative, that end of the year process is what the state's looking for.
So as you assess your students daily, you know then what to reteach in the formative type of assessment.
Oh, yes, that's critical, because if they don't get it, there's no sense of going to the next step. And that's the key. They have to get it before we move on. And we're building, everything we do builds on the next step. I mean, we're constantly building to get that state certification.
What do you consider to be a traditional assessment in your classroom? And what types of authentic assessment have you developed? And how do you use authentic assessment in your classroom?
Well, traditional assessments basically is the book work, the test work that comes in the book. It's handed down. We can't change it. It's what we do our sense certification. And the sense certification lines out what you need to do every day or for these kids to be successful. So that is the traditional. The authentic is the actual welding process, which after you pass the book work or you read the book work, then we go down to the lab and then we actually perform the weld. So that's the difference between the two. The traditional is the book work and the weld is actually the authentic portion.
How is evaluation different for students who need accommodations? And what changes are you willing to embrace in your testing and evaluation for those students?
As far as testing is concerned, I try to treat each student equal. Even though they may have a learning disability and need some type of accommodations, I don't want them to feel less than everyone else. So I try to keep it to where everyone's on the same playing field, because when they go out into the job market, once they're done, there's not going to be very many accommodations. You're going to be able to make the weld or you're not going to be able to make the weld.
How do you tie your evaluation and assessment to state and national CTE standards and learning objectives?
Everything we do is linked into the state and national. We work, we're alongside with the AWS with our sense certification. So everything we do, they pretty much tell us, hey, this is what we want you to do in order to get this certification. So we pretty much, with Ivy Tech, the AWS, we pretty much align our curriculum to with their state standards.
What advice do you have for new CTE faculty regarding assessment and evaluation of student knowledge and performance?
Well, first I would encourage them to team up with another CTC instructor, especially someone with a lot of knowledge that's been there a while, and kind of see how they do it. That would be one of the first things I would tell them to do. And then just visit other career centers, visit other teachers, and see how they do it, because everyone's different. And you might go to a career center today and see something that might go somewhere tomorrow and be like, well, I went there yesterday and they taught me something that really don't work for me, but I'm here today and you're showing me something that may work in my classroom. So visit different career centers, talk to different instructors and find out how they do things.